Good morning. Some might even say great morning, everyone. And welcome to today's episode of Market Check, brought to you by BB. There is no second best daily YouTube live stream to talk about markets. Welcome back, guys. Happy Tuesday, January 28th. It is hard to believe. I mean, we just started the new year, and here we are already about to cross over into February. As we know, we can get quite a bit of volatility towards the end of a monthly candle and towards the beginning of a new one. And what a perfect way, to kind of usher in tomorrow's FOMC. So we will be talking about the coin prices. We will be talking about Jerome Powell and, of course, everything in between. But first, guys, I'm Tommy. You also know me as Snorlax. I'm joined by Tucker, Unbothered Chef Jackus, and, of course, Max. Welcome to you guys as well. Before we can get seriously into the markets, right? Our expectations of Jerome Powell, our expectations of some of these assets. I'm looking across the board. I'm seeing some, crypto is very much a mixed bag right now, which shouldn't be a surprise because, we do have a big, I know how much everyone loves when we have to pay attention to FOMC as much as we are this week, but we have been sliding into this FOMC. Typically what does tend to happen when we are sliding into an FOMC is that we pump out of it. But, does that trend continue? Obviously, like I said, we will discuss that. But before we can do that, guys, I'm going to need you to smash that like button for us. I think I'm not sure how many likes we ran up to yesterday. It wasn't the best total. You guys do meme that you aren't great at smashing the like button on a red day, but Bitcoin is green today, at least at the start of this show. So if you guys could do us a favor and hammer that like button, we would be very appreciative. You did a great job of it last week, so I would love to. I'd love to continue that momentum going forward. But like I said, I mean, I look across the board and markets look very indecisive. Bitcoin's green, ETH is red, Sol is green. A lot of these other altcoins are red. ETH Bitcoin is red, of course. But then you look at equity markets and you have things like Nvidia green after, we talk about very unexpected events. Nvidia was down almost 20% in a single daily candle yesterday as a result of everything going on with the AI space and obviously DeepSeek. I, for one, think it's really cool that we're seeing so much innovation disrupt some of these just incredibly large companies. But in the meantime, when Nvidia takes a puke like that, obviously it's going to impact the market. So right now, that sell-off has been mostly kind of just isolated to Nvidia specifically. Will that persist? Will it kind of spread out into other names, or is it just an isolated event before potentially higher? I think that will be an interesting question to answer as well, guys. But I'd love to know what you're thinking here into Powell. It could just be like last time, like in December, that is, where, everybody got bearish. I think it was after a very bearish Monday, and then we pumped after Wednesday. Could that be the case again? Is this time a little bit different than the last time? I guess, we'll leave it up to interpretation. But I know for a fact that we're not expecting a rate cut at this meeting. At least not at the moment. Maybe that changes. I do think, and I just wanted to add this in as my last point before I pass, open the mic, that I think the relationship between Fed Chairman Jerome Powell and the president will be a very interesting topic of conversation over the next few years. Or really in just, I think until Powell is finished. I'm not sure quite when that is, but I think they're going to have an interesting relationship. And I think you kind of got a bit of a indication of what that could look like over the weekend, obviously, with the situation in Colombia. And I'll stop yapping. What are you guys seeing in the markets? How are you approaching FOMC tomorrow? And, anything else that piques your intrigue in this market right now?
Well, I'm waiting for Jerome Powell to see if he wears a blue tie or a purple tie. And depending on that, it will be either 2,100 ETH or 21,100 ETH.
That's true, Jackus. That's absolutely true. Yeah. Yeah. No, that's no joke. Well, here's something real quick. Nvidia, I did not expect it the way you were talking about it, Tommy, to look that bad. I mean, I did not know that it actually gapped that far down. I would love to see Nvidia back above here, about 130, as soon as possible. Okay, because that to me looks pretty ugly. I mean,
I do not think that's the case.
nah, Jackus, you know it looks a little ugly, brother. You
It
know,
looks. I've been saying that 150 and then likely 100.
100. Oh,
I think it can keep coming down as well.
yeah. Okay, that's what I'm saying though. Like, if it could easily come back to 100, maybe 90, 100. You know, that's what I mean by ugly. Like, I'm not saying it's gonna come back to like 50, but you know, it could drop another 20 points pretty quick.
Listen, no 50. 50 calls on Nvidia are bears calling for 10K retest during prior Bitcoin bear market.
Mhm.
In my opinion, I've been saying this for a while that Nvidia enters, like, Nvidia is just super good company. You know, super good companies do not go in an extended bear markets like that, unless there is like World War III, or you see something like COVID when literal everything sells off, right? In that case, Nvidia goes into a higher time frame range. Some companies steal part of its market share, and then after people get bored with it, after Nvidia is no longer the hot topic, which could be a year from now, then it can start again, maybe. So I think the time for Nvidia to outshine everything has passed. I think the opportunity is not there right now, which doesn't mean it's not in the future again. And maybe you can look like what we can maybe look what crypto has done with this move, because I think it's held up pretty well considering how far Nvidia has dropped.
Yeah. No, I think my question with equities is, is this just going to be something that's completely isolated to Nvidia, or is this going to begin to disperse a little bit more among Mag 7 names? It is kind of funny though. You know who is in shambles after a day like yesterday is the everybody or everything is priced in crowd, which is kind of me, to be honest with you. But this is just proof. Sometimes you can't possibly price in things because we just one of the largest assets in the entire world just dropped how much in market cap in one single day, and that was
What?
not expected. And it was the funniest part too. I'm sorry, Tucker, but the funniest part too is that the first people to find out about this mispricing, it actually happened on Friday. If you guys follow Good Alexander on X.com, it's still weird saying X instead of Twitter. I'm not used to it, but he tweeted about it on Friday. He was like, this group of quants in China is about to crash the NASDAQ and nobody's talking about it. And then, Nvidia dropped 20% on Monday.
Dude, 20% in $1 trillion. What's the market cap of Nvidia right now? Do we know? How do I?
Let me see.
I think it's like 3.5 trillion. Just
it
wild
is
guess.
2.97 trillion.
Right now.
And 3.5 start the week.
Yeah.
Dude, that's insane. Oh my god.
Just numbers.
I know. It's just numbers. It's just numbers. But I mean, yeah, I agree. I would say crypto's actually held up well considering that dropped that much. Usually it does trade pretty in sync with Nvidia, and a bunch of people have been bringing up this. Right. I don't know if they've been bringing up the market cap chart for Bitcoin or the USD chart, but I think it's this one.
I want to say I have a post somewhere on X that I'm going to have to claim clout on, where I responded to Big Joe and said the bottom was in on this pair.
Big Joe.
I don't know how to say his last name.
Carlos.
That's what Wabi calls him.
It's quite clear it's bottom ranging.
Yeah. Yeah,
The
let me
real
do the market
outperformance
cap.
is yet to show up. Tucker, can you actually go back to Nvidia with the latest drop and then put BTC down to it and ETH maybe as well?
Put it where?
Go to like daily, maybe.
Did he just cut out for you guys?
No,
No.
he's good.
I'm still here.
Sorry. Go ahead. Would you say put it down below?
Yeah, put down below like BTC and ETH. Go to like daily time frame and just let's look how both acted while Nvidia dropped.
Jackus, do you think this could be a case of one asset leading?
Daily time frame. What do you mean one asset leading? Like BTC leading?
You think Nvidia is leading Bitcoin by like a few months?
Yeah, absolutely. I think Nvidia showed the way for lots of assets, which is like 200, 300% above its prior cycle all-time highs. That's sort of your objective. Insane how well both assets held.
Mm-hmm.
Notice how Nvidia took out its January low, but even December low, even November low.
Mm-hmm. October, basically. We went back to October lows.
Yeah.
Which was 62K on Bitcoin.
But notice crypto's not baiting anymore. We used to be dependent on Nvidia's performance. This is good for the market.
Mm-hmm.
Dispersion, some might say. I'm seeing some capital rotation.
Capital rotation. You said it well.
And it was a somewhat like Nvidia specific event, right? It wasn't, it's not like the S&P dropped 20%. If that happened, we would certainly be down a lot more. But yeah, definitely nice to see, right? Down 5%, down 7%. That's not bad at all.
Yeah. No, it does seem like it was isolated to Nvidia. I am kind of curious whether or not it expands into more assets than that. I think a few chips, like chip companies, sold off, but to be honest, I don't fully understand the catalyst well enough to tell you what should or shouldn't be selling off. Just that Nvidia has dropped a lot, and I can't remember if we mentioned it on Market Check yesterday or if we talked about it on the Discord call, but in the same way that people will coin margin altcoins with something like spot Bitcoin or spot ETH, Nvidia has created a wealth effect throughout the stock market where, it's not the same thing where they're coin margining, but they are going to borrow against that Nvidia stock. So if you start to see a drop in it, you can see some residual effects throughout the market. So I want to see what the rest of this week looks like if Nvidia is going to keep sliding. But as a whole, thus far, if you would have told me that Nvidia dropped 20% and the rest of the market looks the way that it does, I'd be pretty surprised.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's recovering a little bit today too, but
yeah, once again confirms that this drop in crypto isn't crypto related. Crypto's still looking good. Crypto's future still looking bright with this administration, and that's that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what they do kind of into the afternoon. Probably some hedging going into tomorrow, but
very likely. Very likely. I absolutely agree with that. That there is a good case. We will likely sell off to some degree going into tomorrow's FOMC and kind of end up somewhere between the high we created today and the low we created yesterday, somewhere in between. And then FOMC comes, and depending on what tie Powell wears, we will decide the direction. So
yeah.
I have a very similar view on it myself. Almost like the exact same view.
It's like, oh shit, it's blue. Send it. Or, oh no, purple.
Hey, that's real, Jackus. That's real. Oh man.
I think if you can clear that supply that you have marked right there, Tucker, there's not a super good reason to be bearish. I was talking to our community this morning, and I said, if you want an FOMC hedge, this is the spot. Like you should be shorting this in the assumption that this is a bounce into a lower high, right? But I think if you can clear that, I guess probably after FOMC, then you probably start moving up pretty quick. That's my gut.
Yeah, 105 cleared. Probably just go to 120 pretty quickly. But I mean, it still looks like that range from when we got the ETF a year ago. Like it really does. Like we're just hanging out before massive February. So
Yeah.
what do you guys want to look at?
Let's look at some alts. I mean, they're kind of like a mixed bag looking across the board right now.
ETH,
True.
Sol.
Like I think something like BNB looks incredible. We were kind of talking about that yesterday, but then other stuff just looks absolutely dire, like a Rune, for example.
Oh.
Oh, I want to hear that.
You knew I'd have to bring it up again. They thought I forgot after Friday's show. I think most people forgot about this after it squeezed over the weekend, but it doesn't change the fact that it is in a death spiral. Jackus, it's basically they froze the lending platform because they're insolvent, and they're going to have to try and work out the debt structure, basically like off-chain through Discord servers. So I'm very bearish on this token.
So it seems they will have to do what Bitfinex has done, and that's issue some sort of new token and acquire new liquidity, maybe.
So that's what they did. They minted more tokens, which, we've seen that song and dance before, exactly how that ends, which is kind of why it dumped initially. But the difference between Rune and something like Luna is that the amount of tokens that you can mint is capped. Eventually that supply, the total supply of Rune, gets capped. The problem with that, though, like at first you're thinking, oh, well, that's fine because, they can't inflate the token effectively to zero. But if you run out of tokens to sell to pay back your debt holders, eventually your equity is going to have to get marked to debt. So, yeah, I do think I don't know what this is going to end up looking like, but the downtrend is going to persist on Rune, I think, even despite any favorable market conditions. So, I think this one's a zero with enough time. Maybe not literally zero, but.
Do you think that they could issue like a fiat debt? Maybe.
What do you mean?
Like actually maybe go to a bank, get a loan. I don't know. Maybe probably not a bank. They'll probably use like some DeFi lending.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what they're going to do exactly because they do have all this debt that they're going to have to pay off. So right now, basically the situation is that the lending platform is off. They have debt and they have a cash flowing business technically. But that cash flow is obviously going to be reduced after what's happened here over the last few weeks. So like, it's going to take them years to be able to pay off the debt, if they're even able to at all. Barring somebody stepping in and saying like, hey, I'll provide you with a huge liquidity backstop because I believe in your protocol. But I don't know if there is anybody benevolent enough to do that.
Yeah, that would probably have to be some big exchange like Binance stepping in saying, hey, we guys save you, but we want to see this. Something like CZ were going to do with FTT and FTX, where he was like, hey, I would buy your exchange, right? And then he looked into the books, and next day he was like, no, I'm not interested. You guys are fucking clowns. Yeah.
I still can't believe that actually happened, man. That
Yeah.
he literally was going to buy their entire exchange and said, "Nope, it's too wrecked, even for me."
Yeah. It
I
was
made my
like
come up creating shit coins, and it's too wrecked even for me to buy.
it's like yesterday, but I remember how it was like, hey, FTT, FTX might be like really fucked up, and its price started to go down, and then he was like, oh well, our Lord Savior, he's going to buy FTX, all good, we are ready to go back up. And then the next day, no, shit's fucked. Get wrecked.
That was the worst because I mean, I remember talking about this with Max, like coming out of the weekend, about how I felt like there were some longs at those like local 21, 22K Bitcoin highs that were definitely trapped and going to get wrecked. And so we shorted the market. I remember. And then, it nuked. Obviously, the FTX news came out, but then CZ said that he bought FTX. And the price, like there was this huge Dalai Lama candle before Hades that took me out of my short. And then price did nuke. So I remember that. That's one of those trades where it's like, you can prepare, but you can't at the same time for some of these just like crazy news driven events and volatility in markets.
Yeah. So I think what it would take for Rune maybe then is some exchange coming up and saying, hey, we're gonna save you, but at certain price. So I think
For you, my friend, I give special price.
Special price.
Sell me all of the rune that you want at $2 and fuck off.
Oh my god.
Oh man.
What is Sam doing these days?
He's in a prison cell with Diddy, isn't he? I thought.
Is that real? He's actually.
I mean, I'm
Diddy.
again. Some of these headlines I choose to believe because they're simply the funniest outcome. But no, I don't know if he actually is or not.
What about Tom Brady?
What about Tom Brady?
What is he up to these days?
He's a sportscaster. He's an announcer.
I know, but you guys remember how involved he was with FTX, right?
Oh yeah,
So-
no, he's not involved with anything.
do you think he's ever coming back?
No,
To crypto?
Yeah.
Hell no.
No, he's good.
The one you should be looking at is Matt Damon.
Yeah.
Fortunately.
Jason Bourne.
Yeah. Oh my god.
I just watched the movie The Last Duel with Matt Damon recently. Very good one. I'm sure if you guys saw that from 2021, The Last Duel.
The Last Duel.
Yeah, it's Matt Damon and Ben Affleck and Adam Driver.
I don't think I've seen it.
It's pretty cool. It's a historic movie from France from 14th century.
Oh yeah, I see that.
Recommend. It's one of very few new movies that is actually decent.
Tucker, on this pair chart, well, for one, we've been waiting for this thing to bottom for a while. So good sign. It's looking pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
What was Nvidia doing previously when the Bitcoin Nvidia pair was going parabolic? Was it bleeding like it is now, or?
Hold on. Nvidia.
How much signal can we take from their relationship, I wonder? Because this is like Nvidia's first cycle as just like a mega cap giga chad stock.
Leader.
Mega cap giga chad stock. So Nvidia was just doing this in 2017 while Bitcoin was ripping. Kind of the same thing in 2021. It was just kind of doing this. while Bitcoin was sending. So what's it doing now? I mean, kind of the same thing. Like, just bull chop. Just give me bull chop. But this bottom formation doesn't really look that similar to, to this or to this. It's different. So,
I mean, in theory, if we're coming down below a 3 drive on the Bitcoin Nvidia pair, the next pump or the next impulse on Bitcoin should take us above all the highs.
yeah, like I think you're probably here-ish, just given where Bitcoin Nvidia is, plus where Bitcoin is, plus where Nvidia is. You're probably somewhere in here. So, yeah, I mean, I think you're just getting a 2017 style stair step, where you get like 2 weeks between each consolidation, maybe 3 of trend.
If you're lucky.
Yeah, if you're lucky, like this, Correct.
I love how Max just has his name over there, just Max.
Max.
Nothing next to it. No
I could change
CEO.
that. I had to reset my browser, so I had to like I don't know. I guess it just like undid all my settings. How do I even change it? I think I have to do it when I'm.
No. You can do it here. At the bottom, you click on the 3 dots.
There we go.
And then
Let's try that again.
You can then change your PFP to.
I forgot you. That's like your specialty. You do it every day. There we go.
Let's see what the yields are doing ahead of FOMC tomorrow.
10-year?
10-year, 2-year, both.
You're making me look at my TLT chart, Jackus, even though they're not the same thing.
Interested. Very much.
10 years kind of selling off. Let's see the
2-year.
Yeah, let's do it like this.
Jackus, are you a buyer of TLT if we get like 81, 80 bucks?
No, I prefer not to touch it. But yeah, I think it generally must be going up to some degree if yields are coming down. Like there is no other way. But obviously that upside might be limited because generally I think the market feels that the longer term yields, which is TLT, is still going to go up in the future years. So there may not be as many buys. But I think, so like what I'm trying to say, I think we see TLT at like 110 level at some point, at minimum. I think we might see it even higher. But I think we will see new lows in like by the end of this decade. And I know that's a long time frame for lots of people listening, but that's kind of what I think. And I think therefore it lacks lots of like real buyers, right? The buyers that really move the market.
I agree with that. Why would you hold treasuries right now?
Yeah,
right.
But I think the moment treasuries offer like 7%, like risk-free 7% at some point, I think there is going to be lots of buyers. But I think that comes like, I don't know, 2028, maybe something like that.
That is a very long time in markets.
Yeah.
7%, Jackus.
But listen, these are, TLT is 20 plus years bonds. So those buyers think different way. It's like when I love it, man. Like central bankers start buying gold, right? And the moment they start buying, they announce they want to, like, they have like 10 trillion tons of gold, and they want to make it. Sorry, not 10 trillion. They have 10 tons of gold, and they want to make it to 100 tons of gold, and they want to do it over the span of, I don't know, 5 to 10 years. This is the way these institutions think with these. So like gold and bonds have always been the backbone of investing, even before stocks. And then some people come in and say like, oh, gold price is overbought. It's like, brother, central bankers are buying for the next 5 years. Your overbought level doesn't matter. So
Whales are accumulating.
yeah. Before stocks were interesting, back, before really the Great Depression in 1929, stocks were considered something as crypto is nowadays. It was like very speculative. People really didn't believe in stocks. It was more like gambling. And the only thing that really was worth investing back then was gold and government bonds. That's just the only thing people are like serious about. Nowadays, stocks are very serious, right? But still, these big institutions mainly operate on gold and bonds markets.
Jackus, I think that's such like an interesting point about how stocks, after at least in the 30s and the 40s and even the 50s, stocks were viewed by a lot of people as totally scammy after the Great Depression.
Yeah.
Do you think that we ever reach that point again? Obviously, history tends to repeat itself, but I mean, I look around and people. I don't think we're anywhere near peak saturation, for one, of like people speculating on stocks. But I will say the normalization of, generally speaking, people speculating and people speculating on the stock market is it's definitely larger than I remember over the last decade.
I do not think it comes with stocks anymore, because stocks are widely fundamentally understood nowadays. And I do not think it comes with stocks. Will there be another big crash in stocks at some point in the future? 100%. But I think people will just view that, they'll be scared, right? And they will be very hesitant to buy. But I do not think that they would call it a scam anymore. Like I think that perception is different nowadays.
Well, that's only a good thing. I do think the biggest disruptor for stocks isn't, anything that we've really seen before. It's probably going to be something related to artificial intelligence, extracting value from the market, or just bringing some of these valuations back down to earth. Maybe it makes them more extreme. I really, as we have seen clearly this week, this is going to be uncharted territory here over the next few years as far as innovation goes. Which is both exciting, and it's going to come with with some added risk, right? At least I know Nvidia. We could have made the case, and some of us did, that it was probably topping, at least locally speaking, on a higher time frame. But still, to see a fundamental event kind of reprice it so quickly, it's still pretty surreal to me.
Yeah, but I do not know if it's even allowed to highlight it. I love that Easton Johnson comment. But that's how I often felt in the market too. Like, there is, I don't know, 50 coins you can pick from, and you pick that one that is the wrong one.
I'm about to cook on this new indicator that Max made.
Wait, how's it named?
Enhanced rolling VWAP with 2 standard deviation clouds.
You wouldn't get it.
I like it. Could I get the same thing just for EMA, like an EMA cloud? I suppose it's out there.
I already
would have-
made that, brother.
You would
You
have
have
to code it up,
I
brother.
already made it. It's done.
Yeah, you're gonna have to study
All right.
max.
Yeah.
Tucker, I'm working on modifying that further right now.
This one?
Oh yeah.
I'll do it, bro.
You're gonna love the update.
Hang on. Same, but different. What do we think here, guys? What do we think here?
I do have pretty neat numbers for these deviation channels. I actually like it a lot because that has validity, because it shows you basically the extremes on both sides. Well, it's not like a holy grail, nothing is, but if you know how to utilize it, it can be a very powerful tool.
I really think we're like right here, man. There are such similarities right here. How you rode this up. You put in your spike. You had this little dip in the cloud. Like this is very, very similar. And this was the same time. Like, look, this was FOMC. Where was it? It was Wednesday the 31st. Okay. Our FOMC is tomorrow. So I mean, this is about as clear as I can draw it. Like, you know.
I think coffin guys would arrive if that for the bears if that were to play out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The coffin guys, if you know, you know.
I know the coffin guys. Yeah, this looks very, very similar.
The coffin guys.
Oh my gosh. Max, what do you think about this?
Hang on, brother. I'm cooking.
Are you shadowy super coding right now?
Dude, you are gonna love the new update, bro. I just finished it. Oh, it's so nice. I might even update it live and share it with you right here. It's that
Wait,
good.
if you update it, will mine just update or no?
I think you might have to like close it and refresh maybe.
Yeah.
All right.
Tell me
This-
when to do it. Is it ready?
It's ready, bro. Well, don't close it yet. I'm about to update the script. Oh, bro, you're gonna love it. It just adds that little extra something. It really does. All right. All right, hang on. All right. I
Ready?
think, dude, okay, I think it's ready. I think it's ready.
Oh.
Let me see here.
Let me get rid of these.
Favorites. Wait, what the heck? Nah, hang on. I'm going to publish a new one. That's what we're going to do. Hang on.
You can update the script if you want.
I know it just didn't update how I needed it to.
Damn it.
All right, hang on.
Everyone on the edge of their seats.
It's so nice, bro. It's so nice. All right.
Dude, look at this.
Save.
And this is like you consolidated there, right there, you know, right here.
I'm going to reshare it, Tucker.
I mean, that's Jackus, you see what I'm talking about here.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that is same.
Same.
Add new user.
Do you remember how
Tucker, check. New script. Just shared it with you.
Let's see it.
So nice, bro. It's so nice.
Let me reload this.
Should be shared with you.
All right, let's see.
The pinch, brother.
Oh, Whoa, Max.
pinch.
Whoa. We put it on this one too.
Few are ready for the pinch.
Oh man. Okay, Okay, we're gonna go daily. Yeah. Okay. The pinch. So when does it pinch?
You can modify the threshold if you open up the settings.
Yeah.
I have it at 20%. Compression threshold at the very bottom.
I know. Hang on. I gotta make this 24. I gotta get it to my settings. Okay, 20%. So what if I do 25? Okay, so I see how that works. All right, let's do 12. It's gonna be more specific. Okay. What do you like it at?
I liked it at 20, like on the higher time frames. I liked it.
And what does it represent exactly?
So when the cloud compresses, it's like a Bollinger Band squeeze.
Yeah,
But it's with a rolling VWAP.
So when it gets tight to the threshold, basically.
Yeah, see how when the cloud compresses and it
Yeah,
like
right
starts
there,
getting-
right
yeah,
there, right
exactly.
there,
Big
right
move
there.
incoming, but it's based off of a VWAP.
Big move is incoming currently, bro. 20. Let's make this like this. Oh, because I lowered the time frame of the. Okay, let's see if I can. Let's do like 60-day rolling VWAP. Oh, when did this give any signal? Right there. Oh my God, look at this. Look at that. Oh man. The
pinch.
60-day.
You might need to modify it. Like you can tinker with it and find like the best setting. But I feel like if you up the time frame, you should like broaden
this.
Yeah, so maybe put it like 25 or something like that.
Yeah. So the red is the whole time it's pinched. So like does it start like this is the threshold and then this is when the threshold ends, basically?
Yeah, so like if you were to even like rewind your chart or something like that,
Yeah.
you know, you could see kind of how it prints in real time. But yeah, this shows when it's like volatility incoming. It's basically a Bollinger Band. Because bro, look at this. So these are the default settings that I have. So look at this. You can see like these big moves right here, bro. Like look at going back here on my default settings for Bitcoin. Like look at that. Volatility. Look at this. Volatility. Look at this. Volatility. Look at this. Volatility. 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 It's just calling every big breakout, every big move. This one kind of cuts off early, right? So we might have to like tweak it a little bit, but like it's happening like right before or during like big moves, you know?
Yeah. Jackass. Volatility incoming, yeah.
Exactly. Volatility incoming.
Yeah.
But
Anyways,
it's true. It's coming.
where did we go?
Huh?
There we are.
Where did we go? Somebody said big move coming which way though, Max?
That it does not tell you.
They can't help you with that. Fine. Make this like 15.
Can you do this on like the weekly time frame on ETH?
Yes.
But I know what it's going to tell me.
What's it gonna tell you? Oh wait, I did bar replay.
It's gonna tell me volatility is incoming.
So for the
And
weekly
makes-
time frame, because this is a 30-day rolling VWAP, you could do it on this. You maybe want to do like a 90-day or something like that,
Yeah.
Tucker,
So,
for like a little more high time frame outlook.
no, the last time it printed that was like July 23. It's not printing it now. See if it does it on 60. Oh, I forgot. I have to. 25. No change. No volatility incoming, Jackets. We're fine. Good.
Volatility is incoming regardless.
I mean, we're sitting at the first standard deviation, right?
Dude, volatility is incoming though, because on Bitcoin with my default settings, we are pinching, brother. We are pinching.
ETH isn't the signal.
ETH is just a Bitcoin derivative, man. It will never bid on its own.
It will never bid on.
You think so?
No, I'm just coping.
All right.
Yeah, we got a little something there. Yeah, default's probably the best.
Yeah, I think the default works well. You'd have to tinker with it. You could change like all the time frames and stuff like that, and probably find some that really work. But the default, I kind of set the default for 30 days for the rolling aspect of it, and it seems to hit pretty well. So, anyways, but yeah, man, the rolling VWAP, study it.
I mean, it looks most similar to this right here, honestly. Where you dropped below, you got back above, while the whole thing was red. Like this is probably what we end up getting.
Yeah, I mean, I think the signal in which way the pinch squeezes is likely that you're like above the actual VWAP, the middle line.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
like you're trending up right now. So
look. They put Ethereum.
That's hilarious. Here, Jack, I'll show you. I made a cloud for MAs as well. So I just have on the 200 MA and SMA. But yeah, it just prints it as like a cloud with a middle line on it. It's nice.
Like it.
I'll share it with you.
All right.
Only if you want it.
I do.
It's elite.
I like moving averages. People laugh at them, but I think they are doing themselves a disservice. I mean, it's not that you need them, right? Like you don't need moving averages. You can just do with price action. But I think that moving averages add another bit of confluence, basically another look at the same thing. But just like with PA, you can do it the wrong way and you can do it the good way. It's the same thing with moving averages, but I think they are very good.
Yeah. I use them, man. Look at how it grinds. Like this is just a moving average cloud that I made.
Wait,
like,
wait. This is an old topic of ours.
I don't want to have this debate. Well, actually, we can because I think all of us agree.
I was gonna say, I think we're all on the same page with this one.
Yeah.
I think it was Tommy and Will who were the deniers.
Oh, that's true. That's true. The guys are not here, so we can make fun of them.
Yeah. I have that meme somewhere. You know what
I
I'm
do.
talking about. Yeah. Oh, Max, there it is.
Yeah, bro.
There's Jackets on the right.
ETH looked a lot better when that picture was taken.
You and me on the left is hilarious.
Yeah, man, we need to get through FOMC, man. We just need to get through it.
We do, and then it's wait for another FOMC. You know the drill.
Hey, there's
The
not
next
one in
one's in
February
March.
though. There's none. Yeah. Still March.
Next one's
so.
in March, so we have a little bit of time.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't hate how things look here. I mean, I like that we had this kind of crazy drop. I think the invalidation is super obvious here. Like, you are in this little range right here. And there was a lot of, panic selling going into this low, big sell volume. And honestly, man, like, I think if you get back above the point of origin of this sell-off, like right in here, I think you've got a lot of runway to move higher. Where if you wanted to hedge and you're like, all right, the cycle's over, like we're done, like I feel like you could rip something like this at a minimum, and you've got a pretty clear setup. Like your thought should be, hey, if I'm bearish here, then this is a break of structure into a lower high, right? And then you'd expect, something like this. But on the other side of that, I mean, it's like you have pretty clear invalidation. Like you really, if you're going to be bearish, like you shouldn't get above here. And I know we have FOMC, so like it can be a little bit risky. We get a lot of scam wicks and things like that. So you have to take that into consideration. Probably best not to have any leverage on the board going into FOMC, honestly. But yeah, I mean, I don't know, like this doesn't look too bad, right? It's a little, price has been annoying, but I really don't think it looks so bad. I mean, ETH is just waiting on Bitcoin, right? It's like the big question for ETH is like, is this going to be your kind of 3 drive into the low that it loves to do? I mean, look at I was talking about this morning, right? Your 1, 2, 3. ETH loves to just like freak everybody out. I mean, look
Every
at this.
single time.
1, 2, 3, and then pump. Down here. 1, 2, 3. It looks terrible. Then it pumps. You know what I mean? Favorite one is, from last cycle. See if we can get it to load. 1, 2, 3. Right? Terrible. Looks so bad. And then it just pumps. So I don't know. I mean, that's the optimistic view, is that ETH is just doing another one of its classic, like, oh, it's going to break down. It looks so heavy, 3 drive into the range low type of patterns, and they save it. So I don't know. I mean, that's kind of what I'm banking on.
I think the 2K bottom was the only time it did 4, but moral of the story is it was the same.
Yeah. The moral of the story is that it just looks terrible and they bring it back from the dead, right? This looked terrible. I mean, how many times in here? This one was grueling because it was like, I mean, even look at like this, man. I mean, this looked so heavy. Like, look at that. It looks so heavy at the time, Like, oh, that shit's gonna break down. And they just always save it. They kill it and then they save it. I mean, look at that. Come on now. Like, come on. That looks horrible. That looks horrifying. It looks like it's going to die. But they have a way of saving things, right? It's just scary when you're at these inflection points. Because here's the scary part is like, if you don't hold this range low right here, like there's not much below you. What is this? Is that going to support you? That's a toothpick. That right there's a toothpick. Like if you break down, like what is stopping you from clearing this entire thing? Nothing. Right? That's the scary part. But you kind of need to, I mean, this is more or less what I think you kind of need to look at is just, are we bull chopping?
Do you guys want to see something interesting?
Of course.
We just spoken about that moving average line makes bounce, right?
Yeah.
That the one that I was memeing about just now. Well, look at that. It's still
Yeah.
working. It's still working to this day.
It
It's still the
works.
same one.
It does work, man. It does. Look at that. That is.
What MAs are those,
I was
Jackus?
gonna say, what is that channel?
It's
I think it's
200.
just 3 moving averages.
Just 200 cloud.
Mm.
But we are holding right here. And once again, this supports the theory. We are at a crucial support, right? And it doesn't matter. This is what I mean. Some people will be looking at price action. Some people will be looking at just like, hey, it's down, certain percentage. Some people will be looking at moving average. Some people will be looking at that and that. The thing is, it creates a confluence, and lots of market participants look at different things, but they all get interested at certain point. Losing those points will trigger lots of people to think otherwise. So for example, me, price action trader, we lose this and I see a horizontal shift of trend. Moving average trader, right? He sees loss of these and he sees a change of trend. So it's the same with all, but as far as we are holding above, you expect it to hold. It's kind of like here, right? You reclaim it. We had the reclaim, or like it's. I would even say, and I'll do it right now. It's a inverse scenario of this one, where you were going below, then you had the first retest, then you had some structure, and you basically had this retest. That's where you are. This right here, and by the way, guys, I hope the likes are matching. I truly do hope so. Just to make a notion. And this one, this little one, is this one. But I'll try to put it side by side. Invert it. Invert it. And I think it's more or less right here. So we had a major structural reclaim right here. And just before you have it, you have this little retrace. Maybe I can go here, on 3D, so the time frames are the same. And so you had this, then you had the push through, then you get the first retest, which is here. Let's mark it with 1.
I love when you do this, Jackus. I can't wait to steal this and chart it out. Like, just put this on X and just get so much engagement. It's going to be amazing. Just tell
RNV is
everyone I
good.
made this. Yeah.
It's never exactly the same, but I think people are able to see. And then you get the 2s here. And now you're on the third, where you get
Are these
a
Elliott waves, Jackus?
ABC, ABC correction, and
Yeah.
we are in the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I think right now we are in the scary retest right here, where I remember lots of people were still very hopeful. This is, This is like we are back in the bull market. So now you get the same, except people saying, hey, bear market, right? We're gonna fucking break down. Uh, not saying it's not possible, like, yeah, maybe we could have also rallied here, but probability says otherwise. And I think we are literally right now at the third point right here. And I think everything is proving that to be the case. And then I think we are going to see a similar rally here.
It appears to be time, Jackus.
It's time, baby. It's time. Let's just stare.
So where would that take us? Where would that take us? That would take us to like 5K, Jackus. We need more than that.
Well, you cannot be thinking like in terms of the fractal, in terms of the target, right? You only think like the way you utilize the fractal is for the next move. But then the TP for that move depends on the context of the current things playing out. So obviously this is an inverse chart, which was, so it's actually bearish one, and there were levels to hit on the downside. When it comes to price discovery, that's entirely different thing.
True.
So
Very
as
true.
I do have some targets. There's a name of this show that may indicate that, just in case people don't know.
21,000.
Even this sweep, man. Even this sweep. So maybe this time is different, but you do not know that until it plays out. Right now, it's not different. Right now, this time is not different. By the way, still in a range and volatility is incoming, and we are not out of the woods yet.
All true, Jackus. All true statements. Unfortunately.
And people can fight this all they want. They can be telling me like ETH needs to fill some fucking FVG from 2023 or, it's cooked. Wrong. It's just your hoping. It's your bearish
Wrong.
propaganda. You're a matrix agent. This is the reality. It doesn't have to play out, all right? Like, you can get lucky and this chart can break down. You'll be lucky. It wasn't being smart.
I mean, I like it, bro. I like it a lot. It makes perfect sense from like, one, I like the moving average. I'm a believer in the idea that a moving average is support and resistance. Some people don't subscribe to that belief. I very much do. But I think the most significant part of this example here is the shift of structure that we had, right?
Yeah.
Where you had that hammer drawn.
Yeah.
So we're kind of in this corrective pattern right now after shifting trend to the upside. But in theory, this is the spot to hold. I mean, and that's why I don't think that we don't have the convenience of, dropping below, and like retesting. Someone was calling for like 2K the other day. And I'm like, I feel like if you go to 2K,
Someone,
I'm not going to say who, but somebody. It's like, I think that the bull market, like, I just think we're cooked at that point. I don't think we can come back from that like a lot of people think.
Yeah.
unless it was like a COVID or something, then that's different, right? But I don't know.
Well, I do know.
You do know.
I do know that there are things like people saying that BTC can go sub 50K. No, it cannot. Below 50K, macro structure for BTC is ruined. It's over at that point. It cannot go there. BTC has never lost a monthly support. Never. In its history. Never. Not once. It's just engagement form to me. I think it's Dunning-Kruger's effect, man. I think lots of people, if you're not familiar, this is Dunning-Kruger's effect. And so many people are somewhere around here. And then, all right, this might. So many people are around there. And they will sound very confident, but the knowledge isn't backing that lots of the times. In case you're not familiar with Dunning-Kruger's curve.
Yeah, it's the fallacy that a beginner enters a market and they have more confidence than the guy that's been around for 10 years, right? And then they get humbled, and then they slowly work their way back up to the same confidence that they originally had when they first entered after many years of hurdles.
Yeah.
But yeah, Jackus, could you look at BNB? Well, we got you cooking. Let's look at
Right.
BNB.
I was thinking of finishing this one up. So maybe. This is going to hurt so many people.
There it is, Jackus. That's it.
No, you can't do this. ETH is going to $500, but Bitcoin is going to 200K. Imagine the logic behind that.
Jackus, I remember back in October of 2023 when you were drawing the Amazon fractal, saying we were going to go straight up.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody, myself included, was like, fuck you, lower. CME gap. It's going to get filled.
We wanted 19K. Yeah.
Oh boy. Some people are thinking that right now BTC is at 100K. Okay, let's do it like this. And ETH is at 3,200. And some people have the audacity to tell you BTC is going to 200K, but ETH is going to $500.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense if you don't think about it, Jackass.
Yeah, it makes sense if this is your brain.
Oh, that's funny.
Like, if you have ETH going to $500, all right, believe that. But BTC at that point is going to 50K at least, if not lower. If you believe BTC is going to 200K, well, ETH might still be 4K. I hope not, but but like there is no way ETH is going to $500 and BTC to 200K, right? If you believe ETH is going to $500, well then BTC is going to 50K at least.
Yeah, man. I think it's really easy to just like rag on ETH, you know.
Well, some
But-
people build a following on that.
Yeah, that's true.
Let's check the time frames of this one. It could be interesting too. So this was 326 days. What are we even talking about, guys? What are we even talking about?
Wow.
This was
Wow.
326 days down here. This is 324 days. I'm not even sure how it doesn't say.
So 2 days we go up only. Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah, that's what I'm hearing.
Is that financial advice, Jackus?
Fucking do it, man.
Fuck.
Do it.
Oh my god.
Like, what else you need? Just do it. Just think of beauty.
Mm-hmm.
I love that, bro. I love it.
Me too. I think
Can you
this
send
is
that
the...
to me so I could tweet that out from my account? Dude, do you think that ETH is going to have a hated rally like XRP did? Because here's the thing: is
Yes.
XRP was hated on for longer, but I feel like the aggression towards the ETH hate is there's more hatred in it, right?
It's
That's
more intense.
anecdotal. It's more intense. Yeah.
I think there has been built lots of hate towards XRP. Sorry, well, towards both. I wanted to say ETH. What creates the hate is time. Time is what creates the hate.
Yeah.
And we've been here long enough to build it. So I think that this rally will be hated by different people. ETH rally will be celebrated by lots of people because lots of people are still positioned and hopeful on ETH. And if they did not sell by now, they are never selling.
Mm-hmm.
It will be celebrated by them, but it will be hated by Bitcoin maxis. Very much.
Yep.
There is nothing more Bitcoin maxi. Like Bitcoin maxi doesn't like XRP running, but he hates it more when ETH runs.
When the bull has his run. Yeah, this is nice. Max, can you explain why Trump is buying ETH and Vitalik is selling? I mean, Vitalik is selling like nothing. I mean, it's like the ETH foundations. They'll sell like 500K of ETH, and everyone's like, they're dumping on you. I'm like, they didn't move the price. You're just fudding. You know,
Mhm.
you're just fudding. Like, I get it. It's annoying, but they're probably just using it to cover operational expenses. Trump is bidding because he's a giga chad. That's why.
So wait, how much versus how much has Trump bought?
Trump has bought way more. That I don't know the exact I don't know the exact figure, but Trump has bought way, way, way more.
My random estimates is like 90 to 10.
I
The
mean,
sell
probably.
pressure,
Yeah, probably.
buy
It's
pressure
not even
90,
close.
sell pressure 10.
Yeah. All right. Well, we could probably wrap the show up here, guys. I think we're all just kind of waiting on FOMC.
We
So,
are indeed. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, I could tell you all about our stuff because Tommy's not here. Normally, he's the guy, but I will share it with you guys today. Guys, if you enjoyed Market Check, definitely consider taking that next step with us here at BB. Browsing down, I guess navigating down to the link in the bio below to becausebitcoin.com/premium, where you can check out some of our premium offerings, guys. Let me tell you a little bit about what you could expect. This is what you will see at the bottom of the page, guys. Now, we've got a few different products here at BB, but the most popular one is the BB Terminal Premium Discord Gold Package. Yes, it is expensive, but you will see right away why we charge what we charge. And you will also see right away why we have an 80% plus member retention over a lifetime, right? People come, they see what we're doing, and they stay. Don't conflate our Discord with other Discords that maybe you've been in. It is much different. We just use Discord because the UI and the familiarity of it. What you get when you are inside is basically 4 hours per day of private live voice calls. These are conference calls. We do one in the morning at the New York Open and one in the afternoon at the New York Close, and everything is meticulously documented and recorded in case you can't make it to a call. You can watch it later at your convenience. Additionally, what we have, well, let me say, within the conference calls, we do like Q&A, TA requests, you know, a whole bunch of stuff. It's really great. We get together as a community. It's fantastic. On top of that, every one of our team members has a positions channel and a TA channel. So it's not a signals group, but it's a transparency group. We are here showing you exactly what we are doing, how we are seeing things in the market, all that fun stuff. And you can get alerts right to your phone whenever we make any positional changes. So there's a lot of value in that alone, but we're not done yet. On top of the conference calls and the positions channels and the 24/7 line of communication that you open with us, you get the BB terminal included in your gold membership for no additional charge. We have hundreds of indicators built out. We built this thing from scratch, technically still in beta, but it's coming together really nicely. It's got portfolio tracking, derivatives data, custom indicators that you can't get anywhere else, proprietary to BB. I mean, you got heat maps, you've got high time frame DCA indicators. It's hundreds of indicators. It's supposed to be the kind of Swiss Army knife, all-in-one tool for you guys, and we're really proud of how it's coming together. Again, it's still in beta, but it is definitely, I mean, it's definitely a tool that I use every single day. So if you enjoy Market Check, if you enjoy hanging out with us, if you want to take your game to the next level, definitely consider checking out one of the packages here. Either try the terminal, try the silver tier, try the gold tier. But if not, guys, thanks so much for being here. And we will see you guys tomorrow for another episode of Market Check. Just a reminder, I have my boys club mega space today. Andy and Wolf are going to be hanging out talking about two of my favorite projects and just the market in general. So be sure to tune in for that. That's at 1:45 p.m. EST. But guys, thanks so much for tuning in. Drop us a like or comment before you go, and we will see you guys tomorrow. Take care.